Hello, my name is Derek Ifasi. Today's topic I want to discuss with you the different types of annuities out there. Annuities are extremely powerful products in today's economic times with the volatility, and a lot of people essentially go into annuities because of the guarantees involved and because of the income. First and foremost, whenever you think of the word annuity, I want you to automatically assume income. It's either going to be you want to maximize income now, you want to maximize income at a later date with certain guarantees, you want to leverage certain accounts to provide a higher maximized death benefit to your beneficiaries. It all depends upon your situation. The very first type of annuity out there that was ever created was an immediate annuity. With this, I want you to automatically assume pension. An immediate annuity is just like a pension plan. You give X amount of money to a company. It has to be an insurance company. Only insurance companies offer annuities. You give X amount of money to an insurance company, and they give you an immediate stream of income that you can never outlive. You could either have it on your life only, you could have it on your spouse, you could have it for a period certain. But understand, just like a pension option that you would have through your employer, the pension, they'll give you those same options. They'll give you the option A to say your life only. They'll give you option B to say joint life, you and your spouse. They'll give you the other options that say period certain. Matched up exactly the same. Only the pension company goes to the employer. What was invested on the back end, their company that basically holds the pension, whether that's a business entity, a private entity, a government entity, whatever it is. The immediate is through the terms of the insurance company. It's a guaranteed insurance contract. This goes under the realm of fixed. So the very first annuity that we go over is immediate. So remember, immediate annuity is just like a pension. You give X amount of money, they're going to guarantee you income that you can never outlive. The reason why you would go with an immediate annuity is because it's income you cannot outlive. If you have a lump sum of money and you say, okay, well, I have $100,000 and I want to take it $5,000 every year and just leave it in a very conservative bank account, in 20 years that money's gone. This, they could say, okay, rather than take 5%, $5,000, we'll give you the option to take 7%, $7,000. Now, if you pass away in a couple of years, we win. That's the insurance company speaking. They win. If you pass away after the money is all would have been liquidated, then you win. So what they do is the reason why it's with an insurance company is because they use actuarial tables, they use mortality tables and the law of large numbers to spread out the risk. That's why people go with annuities, is because they cannot do it on their own. You need the law of large numbers and those tables to help you out and to really maximize that peace of mind and that income for retirement. The second type of annuity is something called a fixed annuity. Automatically, I want you to assume bank CD. These are a good way to basically have CD alternatives. Currently, bank CDs, it is absolutely horrible. They are giving you maybe 1%. You're in a 5-10 year CD, maybe you might get 1%. Typically, a bank CD is through a bank. A fixed annuity gives you an interest rate, just like a bank CD, but it might give you 3 to 4 times higher. What happens is, let's say you have, we'll go side-by-side comparison. You have a 5-year CD, bank CD, versus a 5-year fixed index annuity, or fixed annuity. Fixed versus CD. They'll pay you 1%. The fixed annuity would pay you 3%. Every year with the CD, 3, 4, 5, every year you get a 1099 at the end of the year stating that, okay, you gained 1%, we're going to 1099 you. And you're going to have to pay taxes off that 1%. The next year you gained 1%, we're going to 1099 you. We're going to 1099 you. As opposed to an annuity that allows the money to grow tax deferred. It's basically the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, Albert Einstein stated the most powerful thing in the world is the power of compound interest. They state, okay, it will be 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%, 3%. It's not 3% of a smaller number. It's basically, let's say you had 100,000 in there. It'd be 103,000 would be the next year. Then it'll be 3% of the 103, 3% of that higher number. So eventually, the power of compound interest can it could really benefit your circumstance. But essentially, understand that it's not going to make you rich, but fixed annuities typically have higher rates of return than a bank CD. And they both have legal reserve system requirements, making sure that if a bank goes out of business, they have FDIC. If an insurance company goes out of business, they have different things back with the state, depending upon which state you're purchasing the fixed annuity from. You have reinsurers, you have tiers of safety that back that up. The very next type is, you say, okay, well, I understand the types of annuities. I don't want to be an immediate, because immediate, it's that risk between I'm surrendering my money to the insurance company and they're giving me a set rate of return. What happens if I actually need that money? So you say, okay, well, I kind of like the idea of a bank CD. I'll get a higher guaranteed rate of return than a bank CD. I'll go with fixed. A variable annuity was created so that you could still have that tax-deferred growth, but be invested in the market. Variable annuities are something that I do not like because of the fees involved, and it's gotten out of hand recently, especially in these volatile markets. It's extremely scary if you are in a variable annuity and you basically utilize it the wrong way. Sometimes they're good, depending upon the situation, but a lot of my representatives here, we do not like to sell the variable annuities, but it all depends upon kind of your risk tolerance. If you say, I'm crazy about the market, I understand exactly what the risks involved, then yes, we can set something up with that, with a variable annuity, but I highly, highly recommend a lot of my agents to not even go near them because of the fees involved. It basically, if the market goes up with whatever mutual funds, whatever your accounts are in, then your account will go up. If the market goes down, then your money will obviously go down. Variable annuities have very high fees. Majority of them have very high fees, where you're not only getting hit with when the market goes down, but you're also getting hit with double reverse dollar cost averaging, with the fees tacked on top of it. And if you're taking income from those accounts, you have a triple whammy where it's very, very scary, and I've had to save a lot of people from variable annuities. You say, well, I understand right now the markets are scary. Right now, interest rates and fixed rates are so low. What do I do? Well, in about 1995, the mid-90s, I want to say it was 1995, you had the insurance companies create something called an indexed annuity. And essentially what they do is they would take your money, they would invest it, because this is also called a fixed index annuity. Just like a fixed annuity, you would have your money and they would give you a fixed guaranteed interest rate, possibly 3%, 4%, whatever it is. They said, well, a lot of people don't like the 3 or 4%, but they want to still participate in the market. So what exactly could we do? I don't want to lose my principal if the market decreases, but if the market goes up, I want to capture some of those gains. So they create the fixed indexed annuity. The fixed indexed annuity, essentially what it does is it gives you interest rates, it gives you interest every year, and that interest is invested on the back end through the company. You choose your crediting methods. It could be something called annual point-to-point. It could be an average. It could be a monthly point-to-point. It all depends upon your situation. Whenever you want to go into a fixed index annuity, will determine what the what your risk tolerance is, whether you believe the markets are going to be favorable that year, whether you're a little bit unsure. You kind of pull back and you kind of allocate it throughout these three: the average, the annual, and the monthly point-to-point. Essentially, what happens is they don't risk your principal. Every year you gain an interest rate, such as in a fixed. They use that fixed interest rate to then invest into something called options. Options are risky investments, if you were to look it up. It's risky investments. What we know about investments, anything risky is high risk, high reward. So they state, well, if the market goes up, yes, it's risky, but we're only risking your interest. So if the market goes up, we'll execute the option and you'll be able to capture market gains. It is not directly correlated to it. You will not get all of those gains, but you could get capped, you could become capped, say if it's an annual point-to-point, be capped on 5 to 7%. An average, you might be able to not be capped, but have a certain percentage rate of, so let's say you gain 20%, they might say, okay, well, everything up and then minus 5%, so they'll give you a 15% percentage rate of gain. Monthly point-to-point, they'll cap you every month on it. Essentially, it is a very good vehicle, but for account value purposes. You're basically wanting to participate in the upward market movements without any downward market risk. Recently, in the last few years, came out with a hybrid annuity. A hybrid annuity combines the immediate, it combines the fixed, it combines somewhat of the variable and the fixed indexed. A hybrid is still considered, it's a fixed indexed annuity with an income rider. So what it does is it gives you that safety, that preservation on your account. It preserves your account regardless of what the markets do. It gives you income, it maximizes income like an immediate annuity, and it gives you growth potential. It allows you to participate in upward market movements without a downward market risk. Now what happens is it has an income rider tacked onto it to state that, like a fixed index annuity, if your account value was to increase with the market, excellent, you capture those gains. They have a secondary account made just for income purposes to maximize income, and they give you a certain interest rate, let's just say 7%. And every year they'll try to compare the two. They try to compare your account value versus your income base. And they'll say, okay, did your accounts grow higher than 7%? If it did, then we'll step up whatever the income account is or the actual account value is. We'll see which ones are better by that year, and we'll step up. Typically, whenever you're dealing with 7% rates of the compound interest, it's very hard to compete with it, but understanding that these are made for income purposes. The main reasoning why I want you to fully understand the different types of annuities, and please view the other videos, it goes more in depth and gives you an easier comprehension of each individual type of annuity. But I want you to understand that the perception of investors' minds have been completely flawed. From 1980s to 2000s, everybody loved the market. They said, oh, I'll just dump whatever it is in there. It's always going to be increasing. You saw 1,000% growth in the market. Unfortunately, from 2000 to about 2012, we've been seeing a sideways market. We've been seeing a downward sloping market. We've been seeing hits. People get scared. So that's what makes people want to put their money in fixed. Unfortunately, with the fixes, interest rates have also gone down because everybody doesn't know what's going on right now. When you utilize an annuity, you're having the backing of the insurance company, which has their tiers of safety, and essentially, with the main annuities that we like to advertise, we like to put our clients into, with these hybrid annuities, it gives you all the benefits of the annuities, of the different types of annuities, and kind of acts as a pension plan with complete control. A pension plan that can increase, a pension plan that's going to make sure that you have that maximized income, and say whenever you pass away, you're maximizing what you're leaving to your beneficiaries because your accounts are not getting hit with downward market loss. We are based in Tampa, Florida, so we work primarily with a lot of the Florida residents. We have special relationships, exclusive relationships set up with the top companies out there to allow you to have the best possible product lines with the hybrid annuities. Please visit our different videos on our immediate and fixed, our different videos on variable annuities, why I don't really like, I don't like my agents explaining them, or at least selling those types of annuities, unless it is an absolute basic. It's exactly what the client wants. I like to deal a lot with, explain the concepts of the fixed index and the hybrid annuities, and we have different reports, and we'd love to show you different things. I want you to view these videos. I want you to gain as much trust into our company, and you can give us a call anytime. Once again, my name is Derek Ifasi. The name of our website is retiresharp.com. That's exactly what we want you to do, is to retire sharp. And I thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you soon.